What's up, guys, and welcome back to SCUM. Now, some of you may have kind of seen where we are already if you watched the live stream on Saturday. For those of you that don't know where we are all the way down here on the South Island. And the reason we're down here is I want to explore this island over here a little bit. There's not really a whole lot on it. There's a lighthouse way out here on this far end. But, I was talking about trying to make a base on this island over here and using the lighthouse. And the big issue with it was you'd have to take a boat or a plane. Well, this one, you get the same thing. You actually get a little bit bigger island, but you have an actual road that can get you there. So we're going to go check that out, as well as just check out the rest of the island, see if there might be another decent place to just build a base. There's several little coves and beaches and whatnot we might take a look at. But also, there's a spot right here where we are that I actually really like. I just noticed it while trying to get to the island, but it's a little peninsula. But it's flat, got oodles of trees, so you could definitely build a decent amount here. And it doesn't have a whole lot of like the tall, scrubby bushes like that. So you've got a good area right here that you could build something. Or you've got another good area right here where you could build something. And something that I really liked about this spot is right here where the peninsula kind of starts coming out from the mainland. You've got this wall of privacy bushes, which makes it actually kind of difficult to see stuff back here, which is kind of nice. So, I don't know. Could be a decent spot to make a base. On that note, first off, I would like to apologize for not really having much of a focus for this season. The reason behind that is this season wasn't really supposed to have a focus in the first place. It was going to kind of be, hey, what does 1.0 seem like? What kind of changes do we have? Let's just kind of feel things out. And so I didn't really have a plan. And I still don't. So I'm kind of looking at maybe we start a new season. And that one would be more focused. And the options for it would be if we start a new season. Okay, I'm going to put this out there. I'll probably put out a poll later, but we could just stick with this season, keep just kind of roaming around doing typical scum stuff. You guys can give me suggestions in the comments for where we should go and what we should do. Or we could start a new season. And during the live stream, I kind of teased a couple of ideas. One was back to the old one that I had mentioned about let's try to build a base in each sector of the map. And that would be a long season. And for that, what it would be, because one of you asked about this, each base would be different. It's not, we wouldn't just, build build the same base in each spot. It would be, like for down here, maybe we take over the lighthouse, or we, build something out here on this peninsula. For, down here, I don't know, I haven't scouted that area at all yet. But, for like up here, maybe we take over this little cabin. For one of them, it would be a cave base. For something, like here, maybe we just pick a spot out here and build a big base. Something down here on this island, we'd have, a nice little beach cove base or something like that. So each one would be a little bit different. So it would not just be cookie cutter bases, just all scattered throughout the map. The other option is, and I teased this one during the the live stream to, is just an exploration series where rather than hitting all the major POIs, which we would still hit the major POIs just, for a bit of excitement. But it would be more kind of exploring the areas that we haven't ever explored, because I've only ever really been to the POIs. I don't know what all is out just kind of in the middle of these areas. I haven't ever kind of done a road trip along the coast to see what all is there. It would basically be kind of a road trip cross-country season. So it would be less focused on the big action bits of, hitting all the major POIs and trying to get as much loot as possible. We would still do that to some degree, just, to break up the monotony of just road trip. But we would explore a whole lot of areas that I've never seen before on the map. And for some of that, maybe we would do it on a motorcycle or an ATV, just because it's easier to get into some of these places with that as opposed to, a big honking thing like this. But, we would find stuff like this, these little secluded beaches and peninsulas and stuff like that. Try to find a bunch of caves and things like that. It's just, we do a lot of camping as well. Camping, a lot of fishing, probably a lot of hunting, more kind of that type of stuff as opposed to just looting everything that can be looted. So that's another option. Those are kind of the three that I'm thinking of right now. I know some of you have asked for a new kind of roleplay series like the 28 Hours Later series that I did before, and I would like to do another one of those, but as you guys know, or as some of you know anyway, we're going through some family stuff right now. My grandma passed away recently, and so we're trying to, kind of deal with all of that stuff, get her house cleaned up and taken care of, and just all of that fun stuff that goes into all of that. And unfortunately, that's probably going to continue at least through November, if not a little bit further. So possibly to the end of the year. But we'll see. But the point is, I don't want to commit to a series like 28 Hours Later until I kind of have a schedule nailed down a little bit better. But right now, a series like that takes a lot more time and effort than just these regular series where we just kind of go around and do whatever. So I don't want to commit to that until I know that I can commit to it. I do intend to do another one. So for those of you wanting another one of those, I do fully intend to do that. But that's probably not on the table for the immediate future. So anyway, like I said, I'll put out a poll for that later. The hell? Oh, awesome. We got one of the new Tesla Cybertrucks. Man, this thing is whisper quiet. Look at that. So I see they still haven't fixed that bug. This happens occasionally. For whatever reason, every once in a while, your vehicle just does not make any noise. I don't know why. God, that seems weird. A fix to it is to just get out. And get back in. There we go. Sorry, I know it might have actually been easier without the truck noise, but that just, it felt weird and I didn't like it. Anywho, we're going to go check out the lighthouse on this island. And then we're just going to kind of drive around this island and see what all there is here. But I like this island from the standpoint of there's not a whole lot here. So it pretty much is just this big lighthouse island, and then you have, you know, the rest of the island pretty well to yourself. So it's nice. It feels very secluded, but still has a main road to get you there. But what are some of your guys' favorite base locations? I I feel like the road closed sign needs to be quite a bit further back. You know, I'm pretty sure at that point we don't need the road closed sign. It needs to be like, you know, back here or so. They have a little sign there, I guess, but, you know, it needs to be like back here. But, whatever. Now, I wish that we could use, like, construction equipment like that backhoe there. That would be really nice. Oop, don't hit the tree. If we could use something like that to actually dig out a basement for a house. You know, that would be really nice. Anyway. This turns into dirt road now, apparently. Which is actually kind of nice. It's still a main road, but now it feels a little more... I get with the dirt roads, it just automatically feels more secluded to me. But, just kind of while we're driving, what are some other things that you guys would like to see on this channel? Either for SCUM, just like stuff to do. Like, you know, do you want to see more hunting? Do you want to see more fishing? Do you want to see... I had something and my brain just decided to throw that out the window. Do you want me to try doing something like a... more or less, you know, mostly kind of crafting... I thought I heard a chicken. Like a crafting-only season. Or maybe not a full season of crafting only, but, you know, turn the loot down to where we're going to be running mostly, you know, bow and arrow, and, you know, guns are going to be kind of a last resort thing that we use primarily for NPCs. But we, you know, do a lot more crafting. Would you like to see more crafting? You know, just what all kinds of stuff would you guys like to see? So let me know. Also, if there's any other games you guys would like to see on the channel. Because I do other games besides just SCUM. But SCUM is the one that does the best on my channel. And honestly, it's the one that I have the most fun playing. So, I like doing SCUM, because I can just live in SCUM. But if there's other games you guys would like to see me play, let me know in the comments. I can't guarantee that I'll play them all, but I do like playing other games besides just SCUM. And I do play some other games on my own time. It's just SCUM is what seems to do the best on the channel. I saw you over here a second ago. Where'd you go? Did you just walk through the wall of the house? Oh, there you are. Well, that second shot was just terrible. I guess I should check our ammo. Oh, we're fine. Anywho. This is kind of the lighthouse that I was looking at potentially doing a base at. they've redone the lighthouses a bit since 1.0. Ooh, are you functional? Oh, you're just missing a body. Hmm. I mean, it's missing the lights and whatnot, too, and... Oh, it has a battery. Ooh. Okay, so if we could just find a body for that, then, hey, we'd have a dirt bike. Which I would like to have, a motorcycle or something just for kind of doing some local exploring. But, anywho. This one apparently comes with a garage, even. Well, that's the first time I've ever found those. The military spikes for the quad. You know what? We're gonna take those. I should have... Why didn't I bring the truck in here? That would have been smart, wouldn't it? Well, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Nobody ever accused me of being smart. Still need another headlight for that. Oh! Since we're going to be going into the inventory here, I organized stuff. So, right now, I've got the Rager itself cleaned out, and it's just kind of got some miscellaneous extra stuff in it that doesn't really fit in with other things. Let's see. I have 3 different red hiking backpacks, so I've got one in the Rager and then one in each of the chests out here. But this one has, like, toolkits and stuff in it. Also, I've noticed... Never mind. Why? You were doing it before. It was doing it to where I didn't have to come in and rotate these backpacks to place them manually like that. The reason to do that is because then you can fit exactly 2 of them across there. So it's a more efficient way to place them. Anywho. Got supplies. Lots of backpacks. And unfortunately, so we got some vehicle repair kits, which probably should just go in the Rager. More gas cans, but this is all stuff that I'm going to actually use. So these are like my other main guns, like my spare AK, the Car 98, some gun parts, bows. I forgot to sell that bow, apparently. Extra armor. But we got everything organized into backpacks. So like this one, the Tyrone backpack is like extra ammunition. And I did it this way because of the amount and variety of ammunition I have. So it's organized vertically like this. So we have a row of 45, a row of 9mm, a row of 38 and 357, buckshot. This one over here is just kind of miscellaneous rifle ammo. And then I've got some ammo for the Car 98 there that I bought, and then some 44s down here. Now, let's see if it'll do it here. There we go. See, there it puts it back in. I'm not sure why it didn't on that one. But anyway, let's see. This one, we've got magazines. And I'm using the hiking backpacks. I know I could just make more chests in here. But again, I don't want to. I don't want to be a loot goblin. I want this to be all stuff that I will actually potentially use. So I'm not really keeping stuff that I'm not going to use. So we've got, just magazines for the SF-19. I got rid of the M9. And I'm just going to use the SF-19 if we do 9mm pistol. But anyway, some accessories down here, blah, 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 blah. You guys probably don't care about all this, but I'm going to show you anyway. Green one is clothing. That's all of our spare clothing. I swapped out the helmet. I like the combat helmets better. I do. I like them a little bit better. But we've got some extra scarves, hat for cold weather, a couple extra just hats, a couple of jackets. We've found a raincoat. I got some extra shirts, a couple extra pairs of pants, some shorts, a couple of things of boots. So just kind of extra clothing and stuff. The red one in here I think should be medical. Yes. So this is all medical supplies, and it's organized, sort of. There's only so much organization you can do in these backpacks. Blue is food. And it's kind of hard to organize food in these backpacks, so I tried to just kind of, like, this row is fruit, you know, and then canned stuff. Vegetables down here, you know, stuff like that. But that way I know how much food I actually have. This one is just extra guns. You know, so we've got a couple of shotguns. I need to break that one down for parts. But, you know, got the SCAR in here. Oh, I didn't buy any magazines or ammunition for the SCAR. Damn it. Why did you guys let me forget to do that when I did all of this off camera so you didn't even know I was doing it? Man. Anyway. I don't even remember what the yellow one is. Ah, the yellow one is lockpicking stuff. Fantastic. And I think that's everything in that one. Yeah. And then we got loot, which is still stuff that I'll use potentially, but just not stuff that I really care too much about. So we got a lot of miscellaneous. So we got an extra thing of soda, you know, another pistol. A lot of this is stuff that I will... I haven't decided yet if I'm going to keep it or sell it, or just kind of use it for whatever. Okay, this bag is just lead plates because we don't have very many of them, so... Okay, this one is all kind of crafting materials, mostly just, like, binding, you know, stuff we can use for sewing kits, etc., etc. Why are you not doing it now? You know, does it make a difference if I turn it that direction? I don't know. This one is scrap and gunpowder, and obviously the scrap one is going to get bigger, but right now it's kind of... I don't need scrap for much, so I haven't... Why is this not working now? It was before. Whatever. This one is bolts and nails. Oh, I was really happy about it doing that, and now it doesn't, so now I'm sad. And then this one's just tools. I know I probably don't need 3 car jacks, but I don't know if they ever fixed the bug where the car jack can randomly disappear. So, anyway. I guess I won't bother trying to do it that way. I'm just going to do this. Yeah, there we go. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Anywho. You guys probably didn't care about any of that. Most of you probably clicked off the video. But for those of you that are left, thank you. Anywho, we're going to check out this lighthouse. And sorry to any of you who are new to the channel, my videos are not terribly exciting most of the time. I do a whole lot of just kind of roaming around, talking about stuff, etc., etc., as opposed to, you know, big action-packed stuff. So, I do apologize if you're looking for something more exciting. You may want to go check out a different channel. I hear you. Realistically, I should go with this. I wish that you could put stuff in these. You know, it's like you have a big... Or at least destroy them so that you could then put a wardrobe there or something, but whatever. We're not really looking for loot too much at the moment. Hi. I really like the Bushman. I would still like a machete, a proper machete. But anyway, so they changed the layouts of this a bit. I don't think this wall was here before. I think the stairs were just kind of open. But let's see what all we got here. Okay. Yeah, so we still got a nice bed in here already. I mean, it's probably about the same layout as the one that we looked at on the other island, but... Yep, kitchen dining room area. Again, still with no working stove or refrigerator, unfortunately. That does disappoint me a bit that they took a lot of those away. Used to be all of those were functional. Bathroom. I don't know if you guys can hear my cat in the background, but he's trying to add commentary. But you could use this area up here for some storage or something. We actually did a Lighthouse base on the multiplayer server. And you've got your little kind of balcony, I guess, out here. Get a pretty nice view. You guys know I like the views in SCUM. Close the door, please. Thank you. I don't like all the stairs, though. They make my knees hurt. I don't do well with stairs in real life. I have 2 bad knees. But then you can come up here onto the balcony at the top of the lighthouse tower here, and you've actually got a really nice view of the island. But this kind of gives you a better idea of how secluded this spot is. And I like it. I really do. Now, what I would love to find, and maybe there is one, if you guys know of a spot like this, let me know. But what I would love to find is something like this where you've got, kind of a bunch of, a forest to drive through. It still would have like a dirt road, preferably. Just so you could actually find it relatively easy. But have it be like that, but then it opens up into a clearing like this. But it would be like a house or a cabin or something like that. But it's kind of I'm trying to decide how to describe it, but rather than being surrounded by just open ocean like this, it would be surrounded by kind of hills and more, forest and woodland and possibly the mountains that kind of back behind you there. To where it would feel like this was purpose built to be a nice secluded place, for somebody before everything kind of went to shit. So if you guys know of any places like that, let me know, because that would be ideal for what I kind of want. That's one reason why I do like the spot, the lake house over here. It's kind of like that. It's not quite as secluded as I would like. But it is quite nice. Sorry also if you can hear my stomach growling. I haven't eaten yet today. I'm recording this Monday morning. I would have much preferred to do it Sunday night, but I was working all day yesterday over at Grandma's. It was kind of a rough day. It was her birthday yesterday, and, with her passing, this is the first birthday that we have not had with her. So my aunt was not doing well at all. For those of you that don't know, my aunt lived with my grandma for the last 15 or so years. They kind of looked after each other, and my aunt is having a real hard time with it right now. Her health is also not very good at the moment, so things are not going real well for her at the moment. But point is, things are... Yesterday was a very kind of long, tough day. So, by the time I got home, I did not have it in me to try to record a video. So we're doing one this morning. And again, I apologize for the kind of sporadic upload schedule because of all of this stuff. But, you know, real life has to come first, right? We all have actual responsibilities and stuff. You know, I play SCUM in my downtime because it's a fun way to kind of escape from the real world, but you can't always do that as much as you want to. So, anywho, sorry, that's not really anything that you guys probably care too much about, but anyways, from that lighthouse, we've got kind of a nice little. This isn't a great spot over here. I think the other side had a better kind of beach location. Yeah, I'm hungry too. Ah, the water drops off really quickly there. These rocks here would work for a decent little fishing dock, though. Actually, while we're still back here, I want to check something. Water could be a bit of an issue on places like this. Because all of this stuff, you know, all the water around us is salt water. So, you know, you can't really drink that. So, I always check to see if there's a hydrant or something. We're going to just leave the truck running for this because I'm just going to check. Hey, we've got a neighbor. Howdy, neighbor. Howdy, neighbor, neighbor. Howdy. Hello. Anywho. Not currently seeing a hydrant anywhere, which is unfortunate. I mean, we could dig a well. The problem that I've run into, at least the last time I tried to dig a well in single player, is they just didn't fill. Like, every time I logged in, it would reset the well back to 0. So that could be a problem down here. Now, maybe they did fix that. But we could set up, you know, rain collectors and stuff. So that's actually kind of why I've been collecting some extra gas cans. I really don't need more than 1 gas can. And so, I think, what is it? Is it 2 gas cans for the rain collectors? Let's see. Doodly. Where's the rain collectors? I'm sure I'm staring directly at it. No, it's just a water bucket. Where is the rain collector? I mean, you can just use the rain collector right there. But, I mean, you can just put out, yeah, bottles and cans and stuff like that to collect rainwater, too. But this is why I grabbed the raincoat, is to make one of these. Okay, we'd have enough to make all... Well, we don't have the metal pipe. But otherwise, I have everything that we would need to make a rain collector. I'm confused. So it says you need two gas cans to make this, and yet the picture shows 4 of them. Anywho. Not important. You know what? We're going this way. Never mind, there's a wall there. Never mind me. Also, the sun's getting low. That's unfortunate. Although that is the benefit of single player. I can just change the time of day. But this place would be a nice spot to just kind of watch the sunset, though, wouldn't it? Anywho, we are going to go this way this time, though. This is actually the way I intended to go before, but just didn't. Yeah, this spot over here has a little beachy area. It's not a lot, but you know, something like this would be kind of another idea for a base location. The water here is likely shallow enough, or at least on some of these spots like this, you know, the beach coves, that you can build out over the water. So, you know, for the base building season, we would likely do that. Like, okay, over here, we could probably build a base kind of, you know, across this little cove area here. So, that's just something to think about. Oh, hey, there's a free surfboard. Oh, no, never mind. This is the main road, isn't it? It is indeed. Okay, well, since this is the main road, let's kind of just come off here into the middle. Let's see, I don't want to go east. I want to go southeast. We want to go east. I just kind of want to see what else is on this island. But, like, the exploration series would be kind of a lot of this stuff, just overlanding, you know, where we're just kind of driving around through no man's land, seeing what's here, you know, seeing if there's any good camping spots, see if there's, you know, what kind of views we can find, you know, stumble across whatever those secret places we can come across. This little landing up here is actually not bad. That's actually not bad at all. I kind of like it. I would love just a little cabin or something up here, even just a campsite. You know, just put down a little fire ring, bedroll maybe. So this rock formation doesn't have a cave or anything, does it? No. Drat. But that's definitely something we would look for in that series, or just in the exploration, yeah, just the exploration series or the base building series, either one. We would be looking around doing a lot of, you know, trying to find a bunch of caves and see what kind of caves. Ooh. Oh, never mind. This is the road again. I kind of like this, personally, though. Just the way that the paved road ends here, and it's even got the road closed. So it's like, that makes, you know, everything back there feel more secluded, because now it truly is a private road. You know? So I hope at some point they do something with the power lines. You know, it's like the dam still, you know, has water going through it. You know, it's a hydroelectric dam. You would think that it would be able to provide at least basic electricity, you know, to where we could have lights and stuff in the houses. You know, be nice if we could rig up an actual, like, plumbing system, you know, to where you would put like an elevated water tank somewhere and then just gravity feed, but be able to run plumbing from that. Ooh, what is... Oh, there's a World War II bunker here. Well, see, this is the kind of stuff that I am looking for, you know, just random stuff like this. You know, I don't know. Let's see, which one was this one? Just in case. Don't know if there might be bandits here or not, but if there are, I'd rather not get shot in the face again. But we could do one of these as a base, you know, turn an old World War II bunker into a base. This one's actually set up not too bad for it already. Ooh. Bullets, thank you. But speaking of exploration stuff, I picked up a game recently. I haven't even tried it yet. But it's, what was it? It's like, Mud Runners Expeditions or something like that. It's basically a game, as I understand it, based on just kind of exploration. You take a bunch of different off-road vehicles and go explore the map and whatnot. You do have goals and whatnot. Your goals, I guess, are kind of to survey the areas. But it's an extension of like the Mud Runner and the Snow Runner games where your goal is to haul things over, really crappy terrain. So it's kind of like the those series. I don't know if any of you have seen them. There's actually still some edible food. Slightly off, but that's okay. It's canned food. It'll probably be fine. Yeah, I'm doing fine. Beautiful. God, I'm so hungry right now. But it's like a lot of the roads, like what is it, like Alaskan truckers or something like that. Where you see people, truckers trying to haul stuff through really gnarly terrain and bad roads and stuff like that. That's kind of what that series or what those games are, like the Mud Runner and Snow Runner games. And this, no, why? You. In that kind of condition, it's not even worth selling, probably. Yeah. You know what? Screw it. I don't want it. Actually, hang on. No, stop going up there. I have the thing. But we'll do that, actually, when we get back to the truck. Because I got the new DLC, I can convert that. I hope you guys can see in here. Let's see. Do I have a headlamp? I do not. That's something I have yet to find. I should have bought one. But anyway, the Expeditions game is very similar to those, except you're not actually trying to haul stuff. You're basically the scouting party. You're going around, you're just exploring things. Ooh, yes, please. Ooh, actually, hey, another raincoat. We will take that for more water collectors. Money. I like money. But I like games like that. I love exploration. That's why I ride a motorcycle in real life. I just like to get out and explore different areas. And so I enjoy games like that. Seems like some of you seem to enjoy that as well. So if a game like that is something you'd like to see on the channel, let me know. But a few people have asked about other games on the channel. So I'm just kind of throwing out some suggestions or giving you guys the option of suggesting things to me. I did do a few episodes on The Long Dark, as some of you requested. I may get back to that at some point, but right now I'm kind of focusing on this. And I enjoy playing that game, but it does not do very well at all on the channel, oddly enough. It gets, like the SCUM videos will get a few hundred views, and The Long Dark gets about 30 views. So not a whole lot of people seem to enjoy seeing that on the channel, which is unfortunate. Because it is a good game. But, God, it's getting dark. But I don't know when I'll get back to that, or if you guys would like me to get back to that. Let's see, that's not what I'm trying to find. Or is it? It is. Now, oh, damn it, I need a workbench for that, don't I? Or do I? Do I? No, I don't. Hee hee ha ha ho ho. But see, there's a DLC version of this. I don't know if that'll restore any of the condition or not. I hope it does. I guess we'll find out. It does! Yeah! Hee hee ha ha ho ho. Let's see. You didn't go back in there the way you're supposed to. Why does it do it sometimes? It'll do it with this one. With the supplies one. Take that out. Put it back in. Take it out. Put it back in. It does it with this chest. It doesn't do it with the other chest or the truck for some reason, and I don't know why. But that bugs the absolute crap out of me. Anyway, for right now, we're just kind of chucking everything here into the truck. Now, that is a beautiful sunset through the trees. Sorry, I wanted to get a screenshot of that. Anywho, you can't really see this real well because it's getting dark. But we're also getting close to the end of the video. I don't know how much more of the island we're going to explore in this video. This is probably the coolest thing that you're going to find on the island. But anyway, we got a little bit of a custom shotgun here. In the multiplayer, I've got the M16, so the Apocalypse, let's see, no, this one, the Apocalypso. And for those of you that haven't seen it, it's pretty cool. It's a very cobbled together looking M16. It's got like a wooden stock that's held together with hose clamps. It's got kind of a makeshift wooden handguard, also held together with hose clamps and some duct tape and whatnot. And it just, I like the look of it because it looks like something that's been thrown together. It looks like a Mad Max style gun. You know, just something that you would see just kind of thrown together with whatever you could get to work. So, anyway, maybe we'll use this gun at some point. Until then, you can just... There, you got a better view of it. I think it's got kind of some engravings or something on the edge of it here, but you can't... You know what? We've already kind of looked at the sunset. There we go. God, it's bright now. Very bright. Well, you can't see it real well, can you? Can we just drop it on the ground? Can we see it any better there? There we go. There. So, it's actually got some really cool engravings on it. Oh, I didn't notice that. It's got a literal bird head's grip. That's cool. Anywho, that's one of the things that you can do with the new DLC that came out with 1.0. You get those extra guns there. So you've got that shotgun version. Let me pick that up before I forget about it, because I will. You guys know that. You've got that shotgun, you've got the M16, and you've got the SVD Widowmaker, which that one actually looks really cool, too. I may have to get a hold of one of those. I don't generally use the SVD, but it's a pretty darn good weapon. I don't know why I don't really use it. I don't use it because I don't like the round. You know, the 7.62x54, it's got pretty much the identical performance as the 7.92x57 for the Car 98, but the ammo for the car costs half as much as the ammo for the Mosin and the SVD. So I just always go with the car. Plus, I like the look of the Car 98. It's... Oh, have a Car 98 in here. Supplies, give me my Car 98, damn it. I want to look at this gun. Hey, where'd the sun go? Damn it. But I put a ghillie wrap on it. I need to get a scope mount for it. I don't like the Car 98 scope, so I just always do a, like an improvised rail and then put a different scope on it. But, man, God, this would look a lot better if the sun came back out. Anywho, I love the look of this rifle. It's a beautiful rifle. Anywho. Supplies. You know what? You go in there too. I don't have a shotgun at the ready in here. That's not the shotgun that I would generally use. You know, I prefer the pumps. And actually, I actually kind of really like the double barrel just because, one, they can't jam. And two, you can get off 2 shots in rapid succession, and then the reload on them is not bad. You know, we've got one here. It's in god-awful condition. Oh, sure, now the sun comes back out. But I like these shotguns, too. You know, it's the double barrels. Now, I like the little short version as well. But, anywho. That's going to do it for this episode, I think. There's not really a whole lot of reason to drive around the rest of this island in this episode. It's been a very boring episode. At least for you guys. Like I said, I enjoy doing this. I love just driving around, especially when it rains on the island. Well, the place that we started out, that little peninsula, when I got down there, it was pouring rain. I mean, just absolutely pouring. To where it was raining so hard you couldn't even see the bridge. You know, you're on this little peninsula here. You couldn't see this bridge because of how hard it was raining. You know, just massive thunderstorm. And it lasted for probably a solid 45 minutes. And I just sat there in the truck and listened to the storm. I just kind of left the game sitting there like that. I love that. So, like I said, I love the slower paced stuff of just living in the game. I like the looting. I do. I enjoy the looting. I like going out and doing stuff like that. But I'm not somebody that needs the fast-paced action all the time. Every once in a while, yeah, that's great. You know, just to give a little excitement. But the whole reason I got SCUM in the first place was because it's a game that you can live in. You know, it's not a game that has to be played. It's a game that can be lived in. And that's what I love about it. So, anyway. That is going to do it for this episode. Again, let me know what you guys would like to see for the future of SCUM going into this. Like I said, we can just continue this season where you guys give me suggestions about where we go and what we do, and we can just kind of fart around and do whatever. Obviously, there's a whole lot we can do down here on the South Island. We got the motocross track here. We can do that town. We've got this town here, which has a proper hospital. I didn't realize that it had a proper hospital. This whole time, I thought that was a grocery store, so I've never been in it. But on the live stream, we ran into a group of NPCs in there. and found out it was a hospital. So, anyway, but we got the train yard, torpedo factory. We can come check out all of this stuff. We can go check out this island down here if you want to. So if you want to continue this season, you know, let me know what you'd like to do, because I don't really have a goal in mind. My original goal was to build a base on this island out here, and I did that. I built a couple of bases using God mode to show off what could be done on that island, but going back in and trying to actually build it, fully build it out legitimately, it kind of got to the point where I didn't really like it anymore. It's like I'd already built the base there. And so I didn't really, the terrain was not working for the kind of base I wanted to build if it was going to be our permanent base. And it didn't offer the protection that I wanted. The whole reason I liked that was because it was a private island. It was like, okay, puppets can't get to us there. No, they can literally just run across the bottom of the water. No problem at all. So it didn't offer the seclusion that I wanted. And the terrain didn't work for what I wanted to build, unfortunately. It'd be great for a small camp, but anyway. Blah, 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 blah. But so we can either continue with this season, or we can do, the exploration season where we just drive around the map. Drive around, hike, ride motorcycles, bicycles, plane, whatever. Just kind of go around exploring everything, see what we can find. Or we can do the base building thing where, we can go around and try to build a base in every sector. Honestly, what makes the most sense to me is to do the exploration season before the base building season, because the exploration season would give us a much better idea of good locations to build a base. Now, that being said, if we did the base building season, it would kind of include a bit of the exploration season, I guess, because we would be looking for places to build a base. So, I don't know, I kind of go back and forth on which one of those I would rather do first, if we even want to do either of them. But, anywho. So those are kind of our options right now. Also, if there's other games you'd like to see on the channel, that's the wrong button. Let me know, and I can look into them. And also games like that, the Mudrunner Expeditions that I was talking about. If you'd like to see that on the channel, let me know. I haven't played it at all yet. I haven't even fired it up. So I don't even know if I'll like it. But from what I've seen of it, it looks pretty interesting to me for what I like. But anyway, enough rambling. Since that is going to do it for this episode, I'm going to go ahead and plug the links in the description as per usual. We've got St. Jude Children's Hospital and Wounded Warrior Project, both linked in the description. So if you'd like to support either of those charities, go check out those links. Then we have the Discord server for the Wolfpack multiplayer SCUM server. That's the one that I do all of my live streams on. It is a nice, chill PvE server. It's got a lot of helpful people on there. So if you're new to SCUM, or you just haven't played in a while and you want to get back into it, but you'd like a little assistance, it's a great server. There's a lot of people that love to help on that server. The settings for it are pretty similar to what I have in my single player. So if you like the puppet numbers and the NPC numbers and no mechs, no drop ships, stuff like that, it's pretty much the same on that server. It's just multiplayer. But if it's a server you'd like to check out, go check out that Discord link. Make sure you read the server rules page. That will tell you the rules and the settings for the server. And if it sounds like a good fit for you, talk to one of the admins, which are myself, Necros, or Cornbread. And we will get you set up with the password. And then we've got my wife's YouTube channel, where she does a variety of videos, including kind of ambient rain relaxation videos, comedy videos, paranormal videos, some of which are informational videos of just different paranormal locations, as well as some evidence that we have captured on some of our personal investigations. And then we also do family live streams over there where we play multiplayer games like Phasmophobia. So if any of that content sounds interesting to you, go check out my wife's channel. And other than that, thank you guys for listening to me ramble. I know this was a fairly boring episode, so thank you guys for everybody that stuck around to the end. And yeah, just thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.